Hey everybody, Cassie here. Thanks for tuning in to our YouTube channel. Much appreciated. 3H Farms is a YouTube channel we created just to share our experience on our little farm and our family, and kind of like a diary or a vlog for us and anyone who is interested in doing their own homestead or farm. So today we're doing soap making. This is my second attempt to making soap. My first soap come out awesome. I have a video that I didn't show all the steps because I was trying to make sure I was very careful working with lye, and I'm going to show you my process. So bear with me. I don't have a camera crew, just me and my phone, and you know, just trying to share my stuff with you. So gloves, very important when working with lye, because lye is dangerous. Please watch the many YouTube videos that show you how to carefully handle lye. I'm going to show you my steps. I work outdoors. I wear gloves. I have my glasses. You can wear protective eye goggles, especially if you're not very careful when you're stirring. Lye splashes on you and it'll burn you. I've never been burnt. Second time making it, but keep some vinegar around so you can wash off the wound, and then soap and water. You get it in your eyes, flush it. The lye comes with directions on the back. If something happens, the poison control, call them. Do not induce vomiting, it says. Just lots of water. You drink water, give large amounts of water or milk. If you ingest this stuff, it is super dangerous stuff. So your next steps besides safety gear is all your things that you need. You must use stainless steel. If you use something that is not stainless steel, like aluminum, you're going to cause a reaction. You're going to cause a chemical reaction, and it's going to be some serious, you know, horrible stuff that could happen. Black smoke, the fumes, it is awful. You're going to need you an instant read thermometer. You're going to need you some kitchen scales. You're going to need stainless steel bowls or plastic bowls that are high grade, you know, that's not real thin, and that you are never going to use again. I have used this stuff for soap making, and it's going to be now. This is my soap making bowl. It's going to be nothing but soap being used and lye, because I just want to be super extra cautious. I have an old tea pitcher that I have my oils in, that I'm going to be melting the oils in. I also went ahead and I melted my coconut oil. I saved the container from my coconut oil. It was easy just to pop in the microwave, just for, you know, 30 seconds. You don't want to do it too long, because you don't want to, I think microwaves kind of sometimes nuke the goodness of foods, and all the good properties in coconut oil, I want to stay there. So if you're worried about microwaves, you could always do it on top of the stove. You just want to melt it. Just took 15-20 seconds to melt 10 ounces of coconut oil. And then I have my olive oil in here, and I'm going to pour the two, and I'm going to combine them, and I'm going to keep these to the side when I'm ready. I'm also using castor oil in this recipe. I'm going to try to post the recipe the best I can, but I found it in a book from the library. I also, my first recipe, I did my soap calc and just made a small batch. But this is a 2-pound batch of soap that I'm making with olive oil, coconut oil, castor oil, and lavender. So I'm also putting oatmeal in this because our skin is super sensitive, and I need a soap for eczema for my family. And so this I have found. I bought a soap bar that was made with goat's milk and lavender and oatmeal, and I haven't been able to find it since, and it was very expensive. So I'm trying to make it with my own homemade ingredients. I grew my own lavender, but you can always buy this stuff. So, I mean, you can purchase it all. Amazon is a great place. I'm also got my bottle here. I'll post the link on Amazon. I bought this bottle. It was like 15 bucks for a 4-ounce bottle of lavender. And then I just have a small bottle of castor oil. I probably will purchase bigger. And only 1 ounce of this oil goes in there. So I'll be putting that in here now so I don't forget to do it. My lavender oil, I like to put in the very end of this process. So I get my oils together and I set them aside. So this is a tablespoon. It measures out 1 ounce of oil perfectly. Yes, you can weigh it out and do that, but I'm just going to put this 1 ounce of oil in. And then when I get ready to put my lavender oil in at the end, I'll also use the tablespoon for 1 ounce of oil. But you could always weigh it out. But I weighed it out and I measured it, and 1 tablespoon equals 1 ounce. So I'm going to do it that way. I'm going to set this over here. I'm going to set this over here. Now, my goat's milk is already frozen. I didn't put it in ice cube trays. I put mine in Ziploc baggies and freeze it in the freezer. I have an ice water bath here. So hot in Texas that my ice has already melted. So I have my goat's milk in here. The water is still really cold. The reason why you want to put it in an ice water bath is because if you cook your goat's milk, which will happen when you add the lye to this, if it gets too hot, it'll turn a yucky color. That's all the videos I've watched. They all recommend just doing it the cold process way. That way you can keep all the good properties to your goat's milk that help your skin, because it's full of antioxidants and wonderful stuff. So what you want to do is you want to get your metal spoon, stainless steel. Want to have your instant read thermometer handy. So it's 33 degrees right here. So pretty much frozen. You just want to take a little bit and sprinkle it on. We're talking about a tablespoon and a half. Just enough to coat it. It already starts, I don't want to touch my phone. It's already started melting it. I mean, just like instantly, already starts to melt it. You just want to slowly mix. You don't want this mixture to burn your goat's milk. You don't want it to turn yellow. You don't want it to be a yucky color. No one wants to buy yucky colored soap because, you know, they always want it pretty. And usually on the olive oil, I use a very light colored olive oil, but I ran out of that olive oil, so I had to use the extra virgin robust flavored olive oil. So I know that's going to darken my soap a little bit. Some olive oils are actually a green color. This olive oil was just darker. So anyways, it's already melting. You can already see it already has melted. Let me see. Let me tilt my phone without. It has already melted it. Sorry about the bad camera skills. So we just keep sprinkling and adding just on the frozen part. You want to put it on that frozen part. And then I just keep stirring very easily so you're not to splash the stuff on your skin. Ice cubes, I saw people freeze their milk in ice cube trays. That's a really good tip. I also have seen people use powdered goat's milk and make the goat's milk and, you know, freeze it ahead of time. I'm sure that'll work too, but I am so lucky to have goat's milk in abundance amount because our goats made just so much. I had to start freezing it. It's not ready to chop, but it is melting that really well. I may have to run in and go get some more ice for my ice water bath. So I'm gonna check, make sure that the temperature is not, it's already at 48 degrees, from 33 degrees to 48 degrees. So since my ice is already melted, I'm probably going to pause this and go get me some ice, because I do not want this to get above 80 degrees. That 80 to 90 is about ideal temperature that I want this solution. Now let me pause this really quickly. Take off my gloves. Pause this really quickly. I'll be right back. Okay, I have been adding the lye to my milk. It is already melted. I'm having to add little bits at a time and keep checking my temperature, okay? The goat's milk is still a pretty white color, which, you know, white creamy color, which is, that's what you're looking for. And it still has some ice in there. So we're gonna keep testing it. 60 degrees, that's great. So we'll just add a little bit more. That was right there, about a couple teaspoons. I'm not adding but a couple teaspoons in at a time, because I'm just really trying to keep the soap from getting too high of a temperature. So this is the longest process right here, and the most dangerous. So I just want you guys to be super careful when adding your lye to your goat's milk. Okay, I'm going to pause this and try to finish incorporating the rest of my lye into my goat's milk. So that way I'm not boring you with, I mean, I got quite a bit of lye still left. So I don't, this is going to take me another 15 to 30 minutes to add slowly at a time and stir. And I like to check my temperature before I add it. It's at 68 degrees, 69. So let's just wait a minute, because once it's going to bump it up about 10 more degrees when I add the lye in. So I want to easily, like I said, add it in to my soap mixture. Okay, I'm going to pause it so I can finish adding it in, and I'll continue once we've gotten to it all incorporated. Okay? Okay, so I have all of the lye and the goat's milk combined. I took it out of the ice water bath because it is reading at 67 degrees. I don't know if you could see that. 67. Oh, my apologies. It's going to be backwards. Duh, because I have it, the camera flipped around so I could see, make sure my recording is right. So anyways, 67 degrees is what my goat's milk is. Okay? And my oil is setting about 90 degrees, 90, 91. So the oils have to cool down, and this has to warm up. So that's the reason why I have it out of the water, out of the ice water bath, because just sitting here, stirring this is going to warm up. It's amazing. It's already at 68 degrees, going a little higher, 69. So we'll just keep stirring this and watching the temperature. Okay, one of the things that I didn't stress to kneading was one of those emulsion blenders. I'll show you what I'm talking about. This is what you need. I was going to try to make soap by hand without this. I would have spent forever stirring my oil and my lye mixture together. So please get you one of these stainless steel, you know, one that's not going to react to the lye. They have plastic ones. I wouldn't recommend the plastic ones because I'm just not for sure the grade of plastic they are. So, you know, error caution. If you have a plastic one, it's going to be your soap making emulsion blender. Don't reuse this for food. I am keeping this one my soap making one now, even though this one was pretty pricey. My husband got it with super fancy attachments. So sorry, hubby. Now this is my soap making one. I need another one for food. Anyways, it's got like rubber inside here, and I'm worried about reusing it for food. So now this is strictly for soap making. But it's really nice, and when you do blend it on a low setting. You can maybe do a medium setting, but you don't want to do high because you could splash it in your face. And try to do it in a deep container. That's why I'm doing it in this. If not, one of those big stainless steel stock pots if you're making a large batch. Big Family Homestead, that's how they did theirs in. There's lots of soap making videos that'll give you what they suggest. And this is just kind of my ode to all those people that are making soap. Thank you so much for all your tips. And this is how I learned to do it. Now this is the coolest thing. The goat's milk is already like thickening. It already looks like a lotion, because I'm going to try to do this without dropping my phone. It already looks like a lotion when I'm stirring it. The fats in the goat's milk is already having a reaction with the lye. So it's super cool. So we're going to check the temperature. 72 degrees. See, it just slowly heats up. And then we're at 90 degrees with the oil. Now for my oils, I just have a plastic spoon that I've now, this is my soap spoon. You could stir the oils and it helps cool them so we can get ready for combining them, because these oils need to be pretty close to the same temperature. So you have your sponification will work correctly, okay? I have not added any essential oils, any smelly good stuff until these two are combined and we blend them into the trace period. That's when I'm gonna add oils and any kind of goodies that I want in my soap. Today, we're making lavender oatmeal. So this is oatmeal that I had grinded down. It's still kind of coarse because I want the soap to have some scrubbing factor. And then I have some just rolled oats and a few lavender buds to top on top of the soap to make it look pretty. So I just like, it just makes people know what the soap is instead of guessing. It's just like, what is this soap? Well, it's lavender and oatmeal. See the lavender and oatmeal on top. So just keep checking your soap mixture. I mean your lye mixture. 72. Take another temperature. Always kind of guess 73. So, and this one is still at 90. So I'm gonna keep stirring them. Hopefully this temperature will come up a little quicker if I stir it. That usually is the thing. If you stir and move the lye around, it seems to heat up a little quicker. 73, almost 74. Take another temperature. Always like to take two. Okay. This is showing 89, 90. So we're just gonna keep doing this process until both are at close to the same temperature. I like to do it when they're about 85 degrees. It doesn't matter. If this gets to 90 by accident and then this is low, I'll just pop my mixture in the microwave really quickly and try to bring it up. Or I'll pop this into the water bath again and try to bring it down, whichever is easier. And my ice and water has already melted because we're outside in Texas in the summertime. So ice does not last very, very long. Okay, one more check and then I'm going to pause it. I'm at 74 degrees now. Okay, so I'm going to pause this until I get both of these temperatures up and then we'll continue. Okay, so I'm back. I have almost the perfect temperatures. 81 on my lye mixture and 82 on my oil mixture. You can't get better than that. Okay, there's lots of different preferred methods. My preferred method to combining the two, you know, you want to be really careful not to splash anything. So I am going to just take my oils and easy pour and stir as I pour very easily, just to combine them, okay? And I'm gonna stir the sides. I'm gonna make sure I have, oh sorry, my camera's getting all fuzzy. Hello camera, get back to being normal, thank you. Okay, So I'm combining the two like this first off in the metal bowl. But I want to use the emulsion blender in the plastic container because it's deeper. And I'm not going to worry about it splashing on me. Okay, I'm just giving a nice stir, scraping the sides to make sure we have all the lye mixture in the oil and combined. I'm trying not to leave anything left over. Okay, just giving it a nice stir. Just want to make sure it's all combined. Now that it looks, I should have showed you. Here, let me take my spoon out. Set this side. See, there's still a bunch on my spoon, so let me try to get it off my spoon. Just really be careful not to get that on anything. I have some newspaper and stuff down to set my spoon on, so it's not going to harm nothing. Okay, so now that I got these two combined, I'll show you what it looks like. Look at that. Okay, now I'm going to very easily pour it into this container. I don't have a gloved hand on this one because I need to be able to touch my phone, so I'm just going to be like putting this hand away. I don't want it to splash on it. See that? I'm just gently pouring that in. Now I'm going to take my plastic spoon. I'm going to scrape all that out of there. A spatula would be nice, but I don't have a rubber spatula that I want to give up, so I will be buying a rubber spatula probably before I make my next batch of soap, so I can make sure I get every tiny little drop out of the bowl. Just be really careful not to get it on you. Okay, that's good. We've got pretty much every drop. Put that over there. Now, I'm going to take this, and now the fun part, the immersion blender, because you immerse it in water, I don't know. Anyway, we are going to blend it. Here, can I get closer? Just trying to show you. Look how much soap that is. That's a ton of soap. It's so exciting. Okay, so I'm going to be blending this for a good 20 minutes or more, and I'll show you what it looks like, but you want it thick. You're going to want it to make it look like lotion, and they call it trace. So when you lift up the blender, it kind of leaves like, you know, trace behind it. You lifted something up. You don't want it too thick because you want it pourable, you know, to pour in your molds. But you do want it thick enough because I like to decorate the top, and I've seen lots of videos. You need it thick enough to be able to hold its form a little. So when you do a little decoration on top, it holds it. So I'm going to blend, and I'm going to pause this again because it's going to be loud. So I'll pause it, and I'll show you what it looks like in the next 20 minutes. Okay, I wanted to show you. It hasn't even been 20 minutes yet, but look, it's already looking like, can you see that? I'm trying to show you. It's already starting to look like lotion and forming some subtle trace right there. You can see when I pick up the blender. I'm sorry, I'm not able to see the camera very well. I'm just trying to do it and eyeball it. So I hope show you again. See how it's thick? Okay, so now I'm going to put my lavender oil in. There we go. Let me set this down. I guess because my mixture was already so cool, it combined quicker. The first batch of soap that I made, it was about 90 degrees when I combined them, and this time it was about 82. So now that I guess it's cooler, it combined quicker. So here's my lavender oil. I'm gonna now put this in, and oh my gosh, this is what makes the soap just my favorite, because I love lavender anything. So, and you could put any essential oil in. This is just what I'm putting in. You can, I want to make a batch of rosemary mint, not shampoo, of course, soap. I love rosemary mint. So that is another one that I would like to make. So I'm gonna be doing that next time. I got lots of fresh rosemary I could chop up, and I could put some fresh rosemary on top. That would smell so good. And mint. Put mint leaves on top and make it look real pretty. I'm going to show you how, when I'm blending it, I'm never picking the blender up while it's on. It's staying in because you don't want to add lots of bubbles. Okay, watch. It's on low setting. This is it. I'm not picking it up. I may tilt it, but I'm keeping it at the bottom. Okay, so let me finish blending this up, and then I'll show you when I pour it. Okay, I got it to trace. It's just a light trace, and now I'm going to be adding my oatmeal. And while I was blending and smelling my first batch, I used about 1 ounce in a 1 pound. It's a little over 1 pound batch. And I just didn't smell the lavender as strongly as I did before. And when you're curing it for 4 to 6 weeks, the lavender, you know, it's gonna lose some of that scent. So I went ahead and added another 1/2 ounce. So about a 1/2 of a tablespoonful, just to give it a little more. I almost put 2 full tablespoons because it was actually a little over 1/2 a tablespoon. So I just want it to be very lavender because I love lavender. So here is roughly 2 tablespoons of oatmeal that I grinded myself, and I left it kind of coarse. I'll show you the best I can with my, excuse my hands and stuff. So it's still pretty coarse. You could still see that it looks like oats. It's not very powdery because I want it to have that, excuse me, that exfoliating. I'm going to take my spoon and I'm going to stir it in. Nothing simpler than that. We're almost done making the soap. I'm so excited. So I think I put a lot of oatmeal in my first batch. I put about the same amount of oatmeal in a 1 pound batch. And to me, I want a super scrubby soap because we work out here on the farm, and especially when you run into stuff like poison ivy and stuff, you want to clean and scrub that skin as best as you can so you can get that poison ivy oil off of you. Okay, this is my Amazon loaf tray. Thank you, Amazon. I'll post the link in the bottom. I have it in my first video, so I hope that I remember to put it in there. Okay, hold on 1 second. Alrighty, now I'm going to pour it in here in hopes that this container is big enough. Now, I watched a really great video. I think his name was Big John. He makes soaps. Ooh, this is going to come right to the top. He makes soaps, and he makes his own molds out of cardboard and using the kitchen trash bags, the regular plain unscented, you know, clear trash bags. So when in future I make soap molds, I am going to do that. This is filling this soap mold all the way to the top, and I will show you in just 1 second. It's filled all the way to the top. Here, can we bring it down here? Oh, there we go. That's better. So I'm going to knock the bubbles out. Just tap very lightly. I got a little bit on the side here. Okay. I have, this is actually not as thick as the first time I made it. So I am not going to be able to make those pretty little swooshy marks until it sets a little more. So when it sets a little more, I can take a spoon. I'm going to try to do it. Almost. I'm just going to try to pile it up. Alright, it is not, I don't know if you can see this. I'll have to show you. It's not really holding the shape. Oh, it's hard to work with gloves. Sorry. It is not holding the shape of the spoon. So that's what I wanted, was it to hold the shape of the spoon, but it didn't. No big deal, okay? Here, sorry, excuse the hand. Oh, I should put it down here. Here, there we go. Now, we're gonna tap it. Make sure we get all those bubbles out. And it's got some wavy marks in it. I'm going to sprinkle this on. Get all the little oats and buds that I have. Just gonna sprinkle it on the top. So if you wanted to make a decoration on top, you would just blend it for longer, you know, until it gets thicker. But I could always go back with a spoon and then put these on top. But I'm liking this. This is just a little, it's just going to be more of a square bar. I want to make sure I get all these evenly incorporated. All the little buds and stuff. Oh, this looks so pretty. And see, it's not a whole lot. It's just enough to say, hey, that's lavender and oatmeal. Okay, let me take my glove off and show you final product. Yeah, I could not be happier. Please like, share, comment on my video if you like the soap making video. Here, I'm going to show it to you again. Final product of my soap. I'm so happy the way it came out. So